Welcome back to By Your Side. You're with B-Wise and Tino here on Cater. I mean, man, this one is a special one for me, and it's definitely a vibe already in the studio as we were talking before. I'm gonna go straight in. I mean, Horrorshow, hip hop duo. Even though I got one member with me today, but hip hop duo, 10 years in the game, essential to building the framework of the rap scene in this country. Period. 5 studio albums,
yes, sir.
A deluxe, a collaborative album with the infamous One Day. Sold out tours, ARIA nominations, and in my opinion, one of the most loyal and dedicated fan bases that I've seen with my own eyes. And in general, just on a personal note, like just a genuine good human and a good person that I've been able to get to know in this scene as I've grown. One half of Horrorshow, the kid solo. Welcome to the show, my brother.
What an intro, man. Appreciate that.
I'm trying to,
appreciate it.
I got to be honest and I got to be real. One thing we say on this show is that we keep it honest, relevant, transparent. That's what we do. And I just want to give you your flowers. But first off, I just want to go in, man. Like, how you been? Like, how's things?
Yeah, I've been good, man. I've been good. Like, last couple of years been pretty challenging for all artists. But this year, I feel like I'm turning over a bit of a new leaf,
Yeah.
Like, we worked on a lot of music during lockdown and stuff, and this year feels so good to be finally, like, releasing stuff, sharing things that we've been working, and, we got some plans for some shows coming up. I'm sure we're going to get into all of that.
I'd like to get into that.
But yeah, man, just finally feeling like an artist again,
Yeah.
And that's so important for us. It's been a tough couple years, and I just feel like, finally coming out the other side. So
no, 100. It definitely has been. It has been a challenge. So it's definitely good to see that energy and feel that. I personally know exactly what you mean. Like, just to have that regular flow again and that energy. 100. And Adit, who's also part of Horrorshow, how's he been? Like, send our love to him.
Yeah, will do, man. Yeah, Adit's really well, bro. Super busy with all sorts of things. He had a little girl,
man,
coming up to her first birthday soon, which is crazy. It's gonna be lit.
Yep.
And he's real busy. Working on lots of different artist management stuff. We're still getting in the studio every week and grinding it out. So, he's got a lot of plates spinning. You know, but my man is a genius, and he's very capable of spinning them all. So
shout out to Diddy Adit, we see you, man.
Yeah.
I want to get right into, because earlier you were mentioning, obviously, releasing singles again. You were way tucked in the studio. Now DMT came out just earlier, but on Friday, we just released Yours and Mine.
Yes, sir.
Now, dope song.
Thank you, man.
Really fresh, man, and it's really refreshing. It's even refreshing to hear what's been said. I just want to know about where, or tell us a bit more about the single itself for everyone listening, and also where you went with it when you wrote it.
For sure, yeah. Actually, I kind of owe this one to one of the staff at Elephant Tracks, my girl Caitlin, aka Handsome.
What's up, Caitlin?
Very good friend of mine, and really important part of the Elephant Tracks team. And Hermitude, who are another act on the label, they had this gig up in the Blue Mountains, and a bunch of us elephants went up there. And I hadn't kicked it with Caitlin for very long, and I'd been going through a bit of a rough time. And at some point in the night, she just kind of pulled me aside and was like, are you all right? Like, how you been doing? And she was like, it's so great to see you smiling. I haven't seen you smile for ages. And the next day, I caught the train home from Sydney, and I just had that message in my mind. And I got to the studio, and I linked up with Adit, and I was like, I want to do some feel-good, soulful shit.
Yeah.
And he just cooked up the beat on the spot, and I just wanted to make a song about that, the power of having someone just check in with you, whether it's a loved one or a girlfriend or partner or someone in your family.
Yep.
Just when someone who cares about you and has your back just kind of pulls you aside and goes, let's be real, how are you doing? What's going on? And just how important that is for us as humans, to be there for each other. So
man, that's deep. It's important, and it's necessary. And I want to go into more of that and about how you even approach these, your writing, how you go there. But before we do that, we're gonna go right into the single. This is Horrorshow's new one, Yours and Mine. Join us. We'll be back soon on Cater. Welcome back to By Your Side. You're with B-Wise and Tino, and I'm still here joined by Solo of Horrorshow. Man, again, it's just a pleasure to have you here. What you guys just heard before on the break was Yours and Mine, the latest single, and we're talking a little bit about your process and where you went when you wrote that record. Now, one thing is I want to just point out is that I've always noticed your songwriting and the way you go with it. I've always been intrigued. Now, one thing that we do on this show is we like to sort of walk people through the process of what that is and how each artist sort of goes into that space. So we did hear about how you wrote this song a little bit, but can you also expand in general, like for, you know, with the amount of work that you've done and you've put out, like where do you go for this inspiration? Is it because you seem, I want to add on even, I'm gonna get to the question in a second.
Just take your time, bro. It's your show, bro.
Because the thing is, man, is just like I used to notice, you know, because when I heard yours and mine, like I also noticed that you're not writing also just for things that feel that's happening in your life and what you see around you. I feel like you tend to document everything around you for the people that you're with, and even more so the fans that you have. So could you, I guess, take us further into like your process of writing and then what it's like in the studio with you, like your whole process?
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that's a great question as well. Like, my process can be very involved and it can take me a long time to write a song or finish it off. You know, I have a bit of an unusual process that I'm happy to kind of spill the beans on for any like aspiring rappers or songwriters at home or whatever.
That's what we do.
You know, a lot of people like to catch a wave of inspiration and just try write a song from like start to finish.
Yeah.
But for me, like I find that quite intimidating, you know? So what I do is like, I'll get a theme or a topic and I'll just brainstorm heaps of content, little phrases, words, bits and pieces, and I'll put them all in a document. And then I got this thing that I do that I actually stole from Rakim, who spoke about this in a documentary, how when he's writing a verse, he'll put 16 crosses on the page, and each one represents a line of the 16, you know? And then you can take all your content and you can work out like, okay, that feels like a good finishing line, I'm gonna put that last, or that feels like a good escalation of an idea, I'm gonna put that in the second four, you know? And so it's like a way of piecing things together so that even if you haven't thought of your first line or you don't have every single thought, you can kind of like build these little islands to get between, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, that's like on the technical side, that's a way that I approach songwriting.
Yeah.
And I tell lots of rappers and songwriters that, and I'll be like, yo, you know, I nearly finished this verse, but I don't have my first line yet. And they'll be like, bro, you're crazy. What are you talking about? But that's just my process. Yeah. But as far as the other point of what you said, like, I definitely think that's true. You know what I mean? Like, I love writing songs and I love performing and I love the way that it connects me with other people. And, you know, I think that there's kind of a duality when you're an artist of like, on the one thing, you just got to express yourself. That's your right. It's your personality, your lived experience and all that. But also like, I think I have an awareness when you have an audience, for me, there's like a little bit of a responsibility to kind of also create things that you know are going to be beneficial for your audience.
Yeah.
And a lot of our fans, like you said, you know, they've been on this journey with us for like 10 years or more. I've been seeing these kids and I know what they go through. I know they go through shit just like I do.
Yeah.
And so I like to try and create songs that I feel like are going to have messages that are also going to help people and reflect situations in their lives or help, you know, nourish them.
Yeah.
And so I often feel a little bit like I'm talking for me.
Yeah.
But my voice is also the voice of kind of the narrator of this sort of general consciousness of all of these people. And music's such a powerful thing. Like you put it on the train and these are messages you're receiving in your mind that help shape your day and how it feels. And I've gotten so much help and nourishment from so much music, all the artists that I love and admire over the years that, you know, to me, like it's a huge honor to continue that tradition and try and create work that I know is gonna help my audience and help them clarify their thoughts and help them move through their lives, you know?
And that's why it's just so evident, because I just going on like, because when you see your audience even in real life, like I've seen this, and for those who don't know, like I've been on tour I went on one of my first tours.
Still my favorite tour.
Still one of my favorites
of all time,
bro. That was Bardo State.
Nah, tour. If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean, tour.
That's right. It was the single tour for Bardo State. Yeah,
that's right. So
you, me, and our boy Omar, man,
Musa.
ASAP Luxor.
And it was like a movie. Like I'm gonna come back. We're gonna talk like a little bit more on that. But I mean, just seeing your audience firsthand and seeing from different places and just seeing how like locked in with a lot of things that you are saying, and you could tell that people were captivated because it touches them in their soul, and that's the sincerity of it. And also on the flip side, you also know how to have a lot of fun on a record. You know where to do your thing. You're quite savvy with anything really. Like your bars, you can be savvy with your bars. And so I remember working with you on in a studio we did right here, and just seeing your process on that, and me and you coming back and like just letting me know some of these bars that you had already allocated, and I'm like, yo, that's fire. And then even as well, you think about what they want to hear on the outside. And I think I was in your corner like, you know what, nah, just talk that talk, bro. Say what you want to say. So because I felt like as a fan as well, I felt like it was important for you to, you know, to just really talk that talk sometimes, you know, but you always have this thing of where you find that good balance of who you are, and then you always push it to that new limit, man. So daps and hats off to you, man. Cheers. So I feel like let's get the vibes, let's keep those vibes rolling. I think I want to just jump in. Let's play. You cool? We play that song
right here.
Yeah, right here. We're gonna play it right here on Kato by your side. This is Horrorshow featuring your boy Truly and Omar Musa. This is right here.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Welcome back to By Your Side. This is B-Wise. We're here with the one and only Solo from Horrorshow. And just before you heard Right Here, which is a collaborative song that we did. You know, we're on radio now. We feel like, why not? We're just going to drop it. We're going to play what we want to play. We're going to do what we want to do.
Taking over, man.
Yeah, take over these airwaves, you know what I mean? Episode 3, man. So hopefully they let us come back for 4, man. Nah, but on the real now, like that one, that was like super fun doing that. I remember we did that as like was promo for before your tour. We went on the road. So it was actually quite quick, and we just like the energy flowed and everyone flowed, and then we shot something to it and did that. So I mean, and it went off on the road like every night.
It goes hard, man.
And again, this is a testament to who you are, man, because I'd been on, like, say for example, like an American tour or something like that. For example, you never meet these guys, by the way. It's very hard to meet it, but you know, you and Adit taking me under your wing, and Omar as well, and just like giving us a moment to shine on your set. I mean, I felt like that really helped connect the dots, and I was able to learn about, like, you know, live audiences a lot more doing that, you know, being in those bigger rooms and bigger numbers. So I got to give you much love for that, man. Like on the real. Bro,
it's all love.
With your tours, I do notice that you were always super engaged with, you know, your audience. So like you would finish set and then you come off set, you know, you supposed, like, after an hour to an hour and a half full live band, and then you should at least take like some time. Usually anyone would take time after that, but you give me about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, boom. You're at the merch stand meeting fans, meeting audiences, and I feel like that was a really big part of, I guess, who you are and what the brand that you guys have built with your audience, but it's sincere and it's authentic. So I guess during the last, you know, 2 years of not performing and not being on that road, what did you find yourself doing different, or what filled that gap?
Yeah, the first like 10 years or so of our career, I always made a point of hitting the merch desk after every show, even if I was, you know, really tired or whatever, because, you know, I know what it means to people to meet the artists that they listen to and that they love, you know, and I also really appreciate that connection and getting to know, like, okay, who are these people who care about what I'm doing, you know? Yeah. And it's definitely like worked in our favor, just building that connection. But yeah, it also does take a big toll, you know, especially on your voice. If you got like 5 shows in a row to do, and, you know, you're talking to someone who's maybe a bit drunk and they're telling, you know, chewing your ear off about something and this and that. So like, it's something you got to balance out.
Yeah.
But I have loved doing that, you know, and it's going to be interesting, like this tour coming up. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to do that just on a kind of COVID safe level, right? Because
understandable. So a couple of things have changed now with the touring side of things. Yeah. But you guys are always going to be conscious and look out for your fans' welfare. Yeah. So,
but whether it's in person or like online, getting back to messages, or, you know, I just launched a Patreon recently, which is another mad way to connect with my audience and stuff. Like, in this day and time that we live in, there's so many different ways you can connect, but that's just always been so important to me. It's like, I don't do this just to be like the cool dude who's on stage with the microphone, like stunting and rapping about how like mad I am and how I pull all the girls and this and that. Like, I actually do this because I love that connection.
Factual.
And it means so much to me that it just comes naturally to me to try and lean into it and cultivate it wherever I can. And that's definitely been a huge part of what's allowed us to have such a long career.
Got you. It's evident. So look, we want to talk more because we've got some more news I want to chat on. But we're going to play some music real quick. We're going to come back and we're going to continue talking to Solo of Horrorshow. Let's get it. Welcome back to By Your Side. This is B-Wise and Tino. I don't know where the hell Tino is right now. We got Solo here from Horrorshow and we're going to just continue on. And man, again, it's just really been a real pleasure having you on the show and also getting a bit more insight about what everything you've been doing. Now, I want to get to something real quick though, because obviously, you know, we just dropped DMT. Yours and mine just came out as well. And you haven't dropped a full length, which was the new normal, which was back in 2019. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
So I feel something's brewing. So what's the vibe? You want to tell us a little bit more?
Something's brewing, my man. Yeah, we also just along with yours and mine on Friday, we just announced we're dropping an EP. It's called Good Problems.
Yep.
It's going to be out May 13. 6 tracks. I'm super excited about it.
Right.
It sounds real fresh. It's some of my favorite work we've
give us
ever
that
made.
Give us that drop date again.
Just May 13.
May
Good
13,
Problems.
so.
Good Problems. May 13.
And can you go even Good Problems, like the title? Like, yeah, you would think one word cancels each other out, but I want. Tell us more about the title. Like, where you going with it?
I'm like Che Guevara with bling on, man. You know what I mean? Nah, just you know, the title Good Problems comes from, you know, that expression, like something might come up in your life. Like say, you know, one week you're broke and you got no work, and then like all of a sudden you get a whole bunch of work, and then you're stressed out because you're flat out and stuff, and someone might say to you like, yo, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, okay, got you.
And it's just sort of reflective of like a shift in my attitude and my mind state that I've been trying to make the last couple of years of like looking for the positives in life and looking for silver linings in situations, and just trying to approach things from a more positive mindset. And like, I think that's something we've all had to learn how to do in the last couple of years with the pandemic. You know, we've all been dealing with so much change, and it's been terrible. And like lots of people have suffered, and it's in no way been like a positive thing. Yeah. But I think we all in our own ways have also experienced some positives that have come out of it.
That's right.
You know, like having to learn how to pivot, change what you do, you know, like create additional income streams for yourself. Or I know lots of us like started working out more in lockdown because we had the time and space to do it. And, you know, not just to do with COVID, but I feel like so often in your life, every time something comes up that's a negative or is a challenge,
that's right.
You know, I don't want to diminish any of that. You know, life is hard, and these things that it throws at us are real.
Yeah. But
so often, like when the dust settles and you look, there are positives that come out of it, you know?
I think I was talking with someone on that just the other day about like, you know, it was so quick to say all the things that did kind of happen that were bad, you know, during that pandemic, but then like, and what you've pointed out now is being able to find some good. I think on a personal side, it was like I found myself being able to disconnect from being so busy all the time and actually spend more time connecting with family, whether they're here or overseas, like just being on the phone and just taking that time out. You know, that for me was one thing that I found quite important. But like you said as well, so many of us, you know, were able to test ourselves, you know, and diversify, push into, you know, new areas. And even like, you know, generally speaking, like now when everything's on its go again and on its roll, it's just like, okay, all the things that I doubted myself or doubted ourselves of doing, like now is the go time. Like, what have we got to lose after losing it all? So well said. And I think that's a good testament. Then I'm keen to hear like the rest of the EP. But yeah, that's really
like
dope.
It's like some warm, feel good, soulful stuff, you know? And I felt like that's kind of what I needed to make in my own life.
Yeah.
To help shift my mind state, but I also really feel like that's what people need more of in the world at the moment. You know?
That's right.
And that kind of goes to what you were saying before about that kind of responsibility that I feel sometimes or whatever. Like, I know that we've all been having a real tough time, and yeah, I could make another album of like moody, emo, dark stuff. You know, our last album was very dark because I was going through a dark time in my life.
Yeah.
But I just feel like we're all at a point now where we could use some uplifting. We could use some music that we put on and it helps us feel good, you know? So that's been the driving force behind this EP, and I'm so excited to share it with people. Good Problems, May 13.
May
Can't
13.
wait.
We're going to get it. We're going to join, Solo is going to join us back after the break again. But we're going to go into some more music. Stick with us, and we're going to continue our chat right here on Cater, by your side. Let's get it. Welcome back to By Your Side with B-Wise and Tino. Still joined here with Solo from Horrorshow. Again, man, thank you very much for joining and being on pleasure, and talking, man. I feel like it's one of the most sincere chats we've had, and I knew we can do it on air or off air. And speaking while we were off air, my man, we were just talking about, and basically, you know about his songwriting, his freestyle. So I'm like, there was a song that he sent or freestyle that he did over a beat that we had, and I was just like, yo, what's up? What's the progress? What's the status of that? He's like, you want to hear it, or actually we're just gonna go in and do it in the booth? So you already written this and you done it. So wait, we got more. We're not done.
Yeah, man, another one. I just finished this like this morning, to be honest with you.
Okay, so you actually ended up just finishing it off in the morning.
Yeah, like, you know, I hit you up a little while ago.
Yeah.
I love your last record, and there was this one joint on there that I was like, damn, that beat is so hard, you know. And
that was
all right. Had to hit you up and be like, can you send that over? And then when I knew I was coming in this morning, I was like, oh shit, maybe I can finish this off and spit it for him, you know.
Nah, that's it. And we went back and forth, but it's like to hear that you've knocked it out, and you want to knock it out. This, I feel like, it would be a first if you want to do it here on
it would be an honor to spit some bars live here on Cater.
This will be our first like bars on probably in the station, but we're gonna get it in, and you know, I think only you can do this and do it the way you do it, man. So I'm gonna shout out the producer AY who produced this beat for Dust Your Feet Off. So
I don't know who you are, but this beat is crazy.
We're gonna link you guys up for sure. Yeah, you're from Sydney too, so 100%.
Sick.
All right, bet. Cool. We're gonna go right into that.
Let's go.
Let's do it.